Sure the settings are all good, and we are live. So what is up, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks coming at you today with Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 58. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone had a great week. Hope everyone is having a great Friday, and I hope everybody has just fun stuff planned for the weekend. So, on today's menu for today, I'm going to start my movie in the background right now. What I will be watching in the background is just stupid, fun, just kaiju greatness, and that is Rampage. Just not the best movie, but definitely just a fun, turn off your brain and have fun giant monster action, chaos conflict. So that is what I will be having on in the background today. Lobber45, what is going on? Thank you for being here. As always, you guys, don't forget to atomic blast that like button, please. Helps out the channel a lot. Helps Godzilla fan freaks reach other people. So, yes, I have Rampage on in the background today. And for our movie battle today was suggested by a fan during the last Kaiju Chill O'Clock. Lobber45, glad you're here too. We're just going to be chilling out and having some fun. But the last Kaiju Chill O'Clock that I did, Bobby Reynolds, a fan, subscriber, suggested to have the next movie battle be two movies that he picked. And he wanted Pacific Rim versus Independence Day. Very interesting matchup. I'll talk about it here in a minute. Let's see, what else do we have going on the menu today? I will flash the Ghost X Ghost 20% off code later on in the stream for anybody that is interested in getting anything from Ghost X Ghost. Here's that new Pulgasari North Korean Kaiju t-shirt that they just did. This literally came in yesterday. Brand spanking new. Love it so much. So if you want a 20% off code for ghostxghost.com, I got you covered a little later here in the stream. So, let me just turn this down just a scunch, so that way it's not too loud. But anyway, yes, the movie battle that Bobby Reynolds suggested. We only have two people on in here, but hopefully we get some others to chime on in. Like always, you guys, with the movie battles, we're going to be going over the main points, which are going to be story, music, designs, rewatchability, human characters, and even artwork. Reptile 7876, what is going on? So, we're going to have the main points for both Pacific Rim and Independence Day, just like we always do with our movie battles, and then we're going to be having overall votes. I will say one thing that I am not surprised in, that the polls that I did on YouTube, the Facebook page, and over on Instagram, Pacific Rim just cleaned house with Independence Day. I totally was expected. Just because when you really think about movie battles, you almost want to compare movies that are that kind of have stuff in common. And Pacific Rim and Independence Day are on way two ends of the spectrum. Reptile 7876 votes Pacific Rim. I am right there with you. So Pacific Rim already has 2 votes for overall. Like always, you guys, with the overall votes, just put what movie you prefer in a comment, and I'll put that in the overall votes live. So, but yeah, Independence Day and Pacific Rim, really two opposite ends. They both kind of deal with kind of an alien invasion of some sort. It's not really clear. I haven't really read any of the comics that are enticed with the Pacific Rim. Lobber45, Pacific Rim, he also votes. All right, Pacific Rim's got 3 overall votes so far. So, and then Lobber had another comment. He wants to do Destroya versus Space Godzilla. Interesting, the movies. That might be a good future movie battle that I would like to do, because I do enjoy both movies, but I have way much more of a fun factor with Space Godzilla than I do Godzilla vs. Destroya. In my opinion, Space Godzilla, it's my favorite of the Heisei era. That might be a hot take. That might be a very hot take for some. But you just have to be in a certain mood to watch Destroya. You know what I mean? You have to be in a certain mood to watch the originals. The original Gojira, stuff like that, because there's a lot of different tones of sadness, despair. Destroya even has a lot of horror elements and everything. Reptile 7876 says Space Godzilla is his favorite too. Again, it's a hot take, but I feel Space Godzilla is underrated. It deserves more love than the hate it gets. It's really just a fun Godzilla adventure film. Sure, it's kind of like a filler film, but it's overall just a fun adventure film. I see we got 6 people on in here, 2 likes. Guys, never forget to atomic blast that like button. Helps out a lot. But anyway, back to today's movie topic. Let's see. Lauber says he likes Destroya more. And then Lauber says 10 out of 10. Reptile asked, what is my opinion of the Godzilla X Kong trailer 2? Kind of like why I was in the mood to watch Rampage in the background today. Why I was in the mood to watch this movie. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, it just looks, again, I don't really dog on any kaiju movies. Sure, you're going to dog on some because they're really bad. But, I mean, at this point, the MonsterVerse, you guys, Toho gave us our serious Godzilla with -1. We got our serious tone Godzilla movie. The MonsterVerse now is really just dabbling into the Showa era of dumb fun. This is just going to be a big, giant kaiju bash dumb fun movie. Turn off your brain. Don't think about things too hard. Just enjoy a kaiju bash. And that is what the MonsterVerse is turning into. And in my opinion, I don't have a problem with it. People just need to learn to enjoy stuff. Now, I appreciate the question, Reptile 7876. Now, I'm sure others are probably thinking, why didn't I do a reaction video or anything? Because that's not what I do. I watch trailers, and sure, there's a reaction there, but I'm not like a lot of other content creators and fans who will pick apart and screenshot, different frames to be like, ooh, look at this, ooh, that, what's going on here? What could this mean? To me, that just ends up digging a rabbit hole, and it's like, when the movie comes out in about a month, guys, we're going to find out. So let's just chill, okay? No need to dissect every single little thing. That's one thing that I don't do. I don't like doing that. Do I notice things in movie trailers? Yes. Did I see the crystal on the tip of Scar King's whip thing? Yes, I did see that. But do I want to really speculate what that could be? It's obviously from the new Titan, Shimo. Maybe it has something to do with their relationship. Who knows? Who cares? Let's just have fun when this movie comes out. Hey, Goji Fan 93, what's going on, Chris? Also, yes, Space Godzilla for the win. Heck yeah. We'll do that on a separate Kaiju Chill O'Clock. KG, what's going on? Voting for Independence Day. Interesting. I'm not saying Independence Day, I'm not saying that this mashup is unfair. I'm not saying that this is definitely a better movie than this one. Again, they're both special, but they're really both on different sides of the spectrum when you really, really think about it. I mean, Independence Day is more of like a mainstream film. It had a lot going for it when it came out. So not only did sci-fi fans go to see it, but then you had general public audiences go to see it. As much as a lot of people do love Guillermo del Toro, probably butchered his name, but as a director, he's made a lot of obscure type of films that he does have a following, but it is more generalized with like sci-fi. You know what I mean? And sci-fi fans. So this movie, as far as mainstream goes, is not going to be as popular as something like Independence Day. So, again, it's like when you do movie battles, you want to pick movies that are kind of similar to each other. This one was kind of really off the wall, but hey, that's what Bobby Reynolds is all about. As you guys know, when Bobby Reynolds comments anything, he just knows and just has a certain particular taste with things. So, Bobby, this movie battle is for you. We're going to do it down to the teeth, just like we always do, if Bobby's here or not already, or if he watches this later. Hopefully he enjoys. Let's see. Lauber, I think Shimu froze Ghidorah in the 2019 film. That is a theory. That is a theory out there. And see, that's what I mean. It's a cool theory, but I don't really dig into it. That's not really what I do. Reptile says, Rampage is fun. I really dig the designs. Rampage is great. Like, it's again, turn off your brain. Enjoy the stupid comedy. George is on screen right now and he's giving The Rock the finger and he's like, I never should have taught you that. Like funny banter. So it's like Rampage is just a fun, dumb kaiju movie. It's not the best, but you know what? If you like it, I'm not going to dog on you with it. It's a fun movie. It's entertaining. That's the word. Goji fan, Pacific Rim by a long shot. Yep, that's what I mean. Pacific Rim kind of blows Independence Day out of the water, especially with the fan base that is kaiju fans. You are going to pick Pacific Rim over just your typical kind of War of the Worlds alien invasion movie. Again, not a bad movie. Not saying Independence Day is bad, but when you really pick these two up against each other in a kaiju community, Pacific Rim wins all freaking day. All day. But no, so let's see here. Goji Fan 93, hell, even Uprising is better than Independence Day. Yeah, I went there. That's a hot take, Chris. That's a hot take. I want to say I like Independence Day Resurgence better than Pacific Rim Uprising. Pacific Rim Uprising is still again, it's one of those kind of, it's not the best sequel to Pacific Rim, but you know what? It's dumb, it's fun, turn off your brain, it's entertaining, right? Monster Report, we're canceling the apocalypse. Vote for Pacific Rim. Nick for the Monster Report. What's going on, bud? Pacific Rim has 5 overall votes to 1 Independence Day vote. Lauber, never watched them. I'm just voting. Lauber, well, now you got something to watch, bud. You got a lot of catching up to do. Lauber sounds like a new fan to this, community. Lauber, you got to watch Pacific Rim. You got to watch Independence Day. Watch the original War of the Worlds. Watch the remake War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. Watch all the Godzilla movies, Kaiju movies, King Kong movies. Oh, man, you have a lot of catching up to do. Pulgasari. Again, guys, Pulgasari, our favorite Iron Bull Kaiju from North Korea. Brand new Ghost X Ghost t-shirt. Again, later on in the stream, I will be flashing the Ghost X Ghost 20% off code that I have that anybody can use once to get 20% off your next order. Anyway, where was I? Are we caught up on comments? Man, you guys are commenting up a storm. Give me a minute, guys. Let's see. KG, every Independence Day. My dad tried to watch that film. Monster Report. Throw up a 1 if you're old like me and saw Independence Day when it was new in theaters. I think I went to go see it in theaters, but again, I was a young child. But I think we saw it in the movie theaters. I don't really remember. And then Monster Report throwing up a 1. Lauber, you're my favorite kaiju YouTuber. Well, thank you. I appreciate that greatly, considering how many others that there are out there that have a bigger following than I do. So I appreciate that, Lauber. And if you want more kaiju goodness, check out Goji Fan 93. Check out The Monster Report. Both of those guys are really great too. Zilla Fan 85. Check his channel out. Really great guy there. But I appreciate that, Lauber. Thank you. KG, can I get another point for my dad voting Independence Day? KG, yeah, sure. I'll put down your dad's vote. Why not? And then Richmond, Wisconsin, Pacific Rim for the win. Okay, Pacific Rim has another overall vote. And then Lobber, by the way, your Elite TV. I remember, I saw your comment, bud, so I know exactly who you are. All right, we're caught up on comments. So, let's go here. Movie battle starts now at about a little over 15 minutes. Okay. Story. We're going to go over that first for the main points. Story. I mean, Independence Day can be summed up kind of simple. Let's do that one first. Independence Day story. It's your typical alien invasion movie, right? You know, you have the military, you have some military characters, some guy who's really good with software, who's, Jeff Goldblum's character and stuff like that. And so you just have like different individuals, living their lives, differently, whether that's through military, whether that's through, home or work or whatever. So, because this involves the whole world, right? Because the alien invasion, once it starts happening, and things just escalate, cities get destroyed, stuff like that. We try to fight back. Obviously, aliens have some type of shield mechanism that we cannot penetrate through, but then they get the bright idea of, there's Area 51. Area 51 gets involved to where, there was a spaceship from these aliens that crash landed way back when, and they even have the specimens and stuff of the aliens and everything. And they learn through their technology in a way that they have these shieldings, but then they develop almost like a computer virus type thing that totally can infect the system of the aliens and then take down their shields to where then they can attack them with their jets and everything. So, again, very typical kind of alien invasion movie. Let's see here. Nick, guess I'm the only one who is that old here. Nick, quit ragging on your age, man. Leave it alone. Age is just a number, Nick. And then Lobber, don't you know? Oh my God. And then Lobber, Monster Report, I'm 8, so you're probably the oldest. And then Monster Report, all of those are great kaiju content creators, though I've heard that the Monster Report guy I hear is an old hack. Oh my goodness, Nick, stop it. But so Independence Day story is very kind of straightforward, summed up pretty simple. It was big for the time because, again, Roland Emmerich, the guy who did Godzilla 98, this movie came first, obviously, but it was just a big blockbuster hit. The technology at the time with like the CGI and special effects, that also made Independence Day kind of a big thing. Will Smith, of course, was in the movie. He was big at the time. So, you had a lot of, again, mainstream factors. Jeff Goldblum, stuff like that drew not only sci-fi fans to this movie, but the general audience. So, Independence Day, for what it is, really good, but really just straightforward alien invasion type film, pretty much. Pacific Rim, on the other hand, it starts off with, of course, it has no shame in telling you what it is right off the bat. It's giant robot mechs versus kaiju, giant monsters, right? Like you can't really go wrong there. Again, it's giant robots versus giant monsters, right? That's basically what it is. And then when you get into the story more, you learn kind of the state of the world, that these kaiju just randomly started appearing one day, right? And then you learn more so that they're coming through this thing called is it the drift? No, it's not the drift. I forget what it was called. The bridge, right? The bridge. That's what it was called. They're coming through this bridge that's in the ocean, right? And then, of course, later on with Uprising, you learn that there's more of those bridges around. It wasn't just the one. But then we learn from a different time and space continuum, whatever thing, that there's aliens who construct these kaiju and monsters and send them through to attack us. And their whole plan is to, again, take over the planet, terraform it to their liking, and all that stuff, right? So, you learn a little bit deeper story. We learn that these giant robots are actually not piloted in a traditional way, but almost through, brain waves. They follow your movements, but you need two people to pilot the mechs. You have one for the left hemisphere, one for the right hemisphere, controlling those sides of the body because it's too much on the brain itself for one human to pilot one mech by himself. It requires too much brain power. And, you got all different kinds of looking kaiju. You got some that fly. They eventually start using weapons instead of brute force, like biological weapons with their body and everything. The human characters, I want to say, there's a little bit more to them than what's in Independence Day. Again, you have two movies that are on way totally different ends of the coin compared to one another. So it's like, as far as story goes, I gotta give it to Pacific Rim. There's just a little bit more there to work with than just your average alien invasion movie. So Pacific Rim gets the first main point for story. And now let me catch up on... All right, guys. You guys got to slow down on the comments here because I'm going to get way behind. Lobber and Gira should probably fight Mothra Larva because I think it's a fair fight. Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Best line in Independence Day, Will Smith, welcome to Earth. Now that's what I call a close encounter. Agree. 100% agree, Nick. When the alien starts coming out of the thing, he just right hooks it. Welcome to Earth. Perfect. I do agree with you. And then Monster Report. They call the portal to the Kaiju the breach. The breach. Thank you, Nick, for correcting me. I'm getting my words mixed up, apparently. And then Lobber. If you look closely in 2019 film, you can see Anguirus's bones. Yes, you can see it in the underwater scene when the nuke explodes and all of that stuff. Again, Lobber, I'm sorry that I don't bring in a lot of special effects. That's just me. Like, when I watch a movie, I notice these things, but I'm not the content creator to pick apart certain things. Like, oh, did you guys see that? What does this mean? Or did you guys see that Easter egg? It's not what I do. But no, it is cool. KG, is that Doctor Who behind you? Yes, it is, from King Kong Escapes. That is Doctor Who. Yes, you are correct there, KG. All right, back to the movie battle. Music. Pacific Rim, by a long shot, just has an amazing original soundtrack. Yeah, you can't really hold a teeth to. I don't even remember Independence Day's soundtrack, in all honesty. I know it does have a soundtrack, but as far as remembering the music, there you go. Pacific Rim just stands out a whole heck of a lot better. So Pacific Rim wins an easy main point for music. Let's see, Lobber, Rodan versus Shimu. I don't know if that's a fair fight. Rodan, Larva, Shimu is ice. That's something that we're going to have to see. We have yet to see the new movie, The New Empire. So what Shimo's capabilities are, we know that she does something with ice, but outside of that, who knows what else. Shimo even looks a lot bigger than Godzilla from what we've seen in the trailer. So we're talking about a massive, massive Titan. So again, we got to wait till the movie even shows up before we can do all this theory, fighting, because we don't know what these kaiju are capable of yet. So again, let's wait to see the movie. Design. Again, that's kind of an easy Pacific Rim win there. The aliens themselves in Independence Day and their ships and stuff like that. And then Lobber, I don't know if Shimu's gender, I think it's a male. Who knows? That's what I mean. Who knows? Who cares? Shimu, it sounds like it might be more of a feminine female type Titan. Who knows? I'm just kind of going with what it sounds like. I'm not gender, assigning or anything like that. That's what I mean. Let's wait till the movie comes out. Okay, back to the main movie battle. Design wise, the mechs, the Jaegers in Pacific Rim, all the different types of kaiju that we see in Pacific Rim, I feel hold a lot more to their designs over the aliens from Independence Day, the spaceships, and stuff like that. So again, Pacific Rim has to win another main point for as designs go. Rewatchability, Pacific Rim. Again, see, this is what I mean. If Bobby Reynolds ever watches this, like, this is almost too straightforward. Like, again, these movies are way different sides of a different coin. I don't know if I'm expressing that correctly. I'm probably not. But they're just way too different from one another. At the end of the day, they really, really are. So Pacific Rim wins an easy rewatchability point. Oh, human characters. I mean, with Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith's characters kind of carrying the whole film of Independence Day, along with the guy who plays the president. His whole speech before the final battle against the aliens definitely goes down in history as one of the best movie presidential speeches ever, in my opinion. It's very well done. It makes you feel like, yeah, we're going to beat these aliens. It gets you hyped up, we're the underdogs, but this is our planet and we're going to get them. It definitely gives you that. But now that's a good comparison to that speech to Idris Elba's speech in Pacific Rim, right before their final battle and everything. There's a similarity between the two, and this might be a big topic here. But again, that's just one character, one speech in Independence Day versus, yes, one character, one speech in Pacific Rim as well. But you also have all the other supporting characters and all the other characters from Pacific Rim that I feel hold more weight than the Independence Day human characters. You have the Australian father and son characters, and then the son even has a bulldog, which I resonate with because I had a bulldog and I loved him a lot too. And so it's like you have that you resonate with. Idris Elba's character, learning the past with what's her name? Nick brings it up all the time that scene with her being a kid and walking through the debris and crying, is kind of hard to watch because you never like to see kids in distress. Her whole character and everything, once you learn more about her and everything. Newt, his character, the scientist's character, they just all hold more weight than the Independence Day cast, in my opinion. Like, you care about them more, so to say. So again, human characters, Pacific Rim wins by a long shot. Let's see, we're only going to be about 30 minutes in here. During the rest of the stream, anybody who has not yet voted for an overall pick, put it in a comment, Pacific Rim, or comment Independence Day, and I will make sure you get your vote counted in the overall. Independence Day could still win with overall votes, who knows? But right now it's looking kind of bleak. So, artwork. Again, this is something I got to give it to Pacific Rim. All the posters, comic books, adaptations and stuff like that have come off of Pacific Rim. It's just kind of a landslide. Like, I've seen some Independence Day artwork type stuff, but again, it's alien invasion. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you can do is from an artwork standpoint. And again, Pacific Rim just holds more weight there. So that does it for our main points, you guys. Pacific Rim did a clean sweep. Independence Day did not get any main points. So Pacific Rim has a clean sweep of 6 points. It won every category. And then Pacific Rim overall is also winning 6 points. So Pacific Rim has 12 points, with Independence Day having 2. Yep, this is gonna be a clean slate win for Pacific Rim. And again, if you saw the polls that I did on the YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Instagram, Pacific Rim won a great majority of the votes. Great majority of the votes. So we'll still have overall votes open for another 30 minutes. Sound good? So, you know, anybody, I'll regurgitate it every now and then. But you have 30 minutes roughly to get in an overall vote. Comment Pacific Rim or comment Independence Day, and you will get an overall vote. All right, let's see. Lauber, the only girl kaiju I know in the Monsterverse is Mothra. That's fair. GMK Ghidorah is kind of ugly to me. You know, that's personal preference. You know, I like GMK Ghidorah personally. I used to not like GMK at all when I was a little younger. You know, like, but growing older and watching it more, I have a respect for GMK that I didn't have in my early days, to where GMK is actually now my favorite Godzilla of the Millennium Era. I love that movie so much. It is my absolute favorite Millennium Era movie, GMK for the win. KG, Doctor Who is my favorite Godzilla character. Hey man, that's awesome. I mean, he technically was in the Godzilla universe, but it was just a King Kong movie, so. And then Lauber, can the next vote be Godzilla 2014 versus Godzilla 2019 in movies? Let's hold off on like some of that stuff, because I liked the Destroy All Monsters versus Final Wars Kaiju Chill O'Clock movie battle. That was the movie battle to kick everything off. I don't want everything just to be Godzilla movie versus Godzilla movie. You know what I mean? Because then it is going to come down to a lot more personal preference overall. But the next movie battle that I want to do will be the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms versus the Giant Behemoth. That is going to be a very good movie battle, considering how relatable both those films are to each other. So I think that's what draws in a good movie battle. Find movies that are compatible with one another. Now you can make some fair points about each. Then it makes it interesting with votes and coming down to the wire. Oh, let's see. Lauber, Ultraman Showa versus Godzilla Showa 1965. Now technically they did that with the Gyrus kaiju from Ultraman. You know, they just reused the Godzilla suit. But no, all those will be interesting battles. You know, I'll make notes of everything that was said here. If I get around to it, or if I want to do it, we'll just have to wait and see. You know, I got to have time to do all this too, because as you guys saw, you know, there was a little lull there for Kaiju Chill O'Clock for a couple weeks, and I apologize for that. It's just there's things that are out of my hands in my everyday life that I have to deal with. Lauber, I missed your other comment. Your favorite Millennium is Godzilla Final Wars? Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I 100% just, you know, that's your opinion, but if you've been here for any amount of time, you know how I feel about Final Wars. Can't stand the movie. I think it's an absolute joke that it's a 50th anniversary Godzilla film. Like, nope. They totally missed the mark, in my opinion. Godzilla Final Wars should have been something else. Way better. Godzilla -1. Now that is a awesome anniversary film for Godzilla. Just saying. But Godzilla Final Wars, No, not a favorite of mine by far. Not a favorite of mine by far. I'd rather watch Godzilla's Revenge over Final Wars. Sorry, Ralph is just taking out the helicopter right now. Boom. Anyway, yeah, so let's see here. What else has been going on? Not a whole heck of a lot. It's been kind of slow, but that's okay. You know, I'm still happy to do Kaiju Chill Clocks and stuff like that. Any questions you guys have for me, please ask. You know, that helps me kind of keep the show running at full steam. So any questions you have for me, feel free to ask them. I appreciate it. Or talk amongst yourselves. You know, we're all just chilling together pretty much. But 35 minutes into the show. Dang, I'm running out of material already. That movie battle went by way too quick. Anyway, are you all ready for a 20% off code? It's the same code I gave last time. I just kept the little thing. Okay. Again, I'll explain the company a little bit. Ghost X Ghost. They do a lot of, you know, custom Godzilla stuff, right? You know, kaiju stuff, as well as other things. But they do have the license to do Godzilla pins. You know, they do character pins and everything like that. They do awesome t-shirts. Now, keep in mind that the t-shirts, they usually always do a pre-order window. And then once the t-shirts arrive and are in stock, any extras that they have, they also put up for sale on the site. But just know that they are limited. If you want to guarantee your size in a t-shirt of theirs, you have to pre-order it. That is your best luck versus taking a gamble and then hoping that when the extras come in, you're fast enough to grab your size, because they won't have a lot of extras. They only have a handful of them. So you have to be quick to act, because their t-shirts and everything that they do, very limited quantities. Okay? Kind of like Mondo, limited quantities, but they don't sell out in 5 seconds. So that is my advice to you guys going into this company, that if you see a shirt that you do like from them, pre-order it. That way you guarantee that you're going to get one. But they do awesome pins, awesome shirts. I have many of their pins, and I'll show those a little later on. You know, we'll do a whole, like, you know, room tour like we always do for Kaiju Chill O'Clock. You know, we always go back in the Godzilla Fan Freaks HQ main room. So for Ghost X Ghost, here you guys go. You want 20% off? Bam! GhostXGhost.com, 20% off code, can be used once per account. So I used this code to get myself 20% off the Pulgasori shirt. But you guys can still use it too, because it's just a generic code. So enjoy 20% off of whatever you get. That could be a pin, it could be a t-shirt, it could be a poster, because they still have these Ghidra the Three-Headed Monster posters in stock. Get yourself one of those if you want. So there, was it up long enough? I mean, you guys can pause it too, like go back and pause, you know, but there's your code. Boom, that's your code right there. Enjoy 20% off on me. All right, let's see here. Lauber said Zilla needs more and more respect. I disagree. He does not need any respect. You ain't gonna find any Zilla lovers here. Reptile says Rampage figures are hard to find now. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I do kick myself for not picking up a Lizzie back in the day. But no, they are hard to find now. And if you do find them, the prices are a little more inflated than what they should be for the product, in my opinion. But that's the Kaiju aftermarket. Reptile 7876 says Pulgasori kind of looks like Togura. A little bit. And then Lobber45 says the top 3 ugliest kaijus: Godzilla 1967, Minya, and Final Wars Minya. Well, you have not seen the Gargantuas. And then Reptile also said, dude, same, I want a Lizzie so bad. Great minds think alike, Reptile. Don't worry, we'll find our Lizzies. We'll find them. We'll find one. We just got to keep our eyes open. Hit up flea markets. Sometimes, you'll find some stuff at flea markets. Godzilla Train 1090, Adrian, what's up, Kaiju family? Thanks for being here. We're just having a fun, awesome time, having a discussion of sorts. Just gave everybody a 20% off code for Ghost X Ghost. So, Adrian, if you want 20% off, here you go. It's a generic code. Everybody here can use it once per account. So there you go. Is your 20% off Ghost X Ghost. I don't know. Again, I know that they have these in stock, but it's going to be a shot in the dark if they're going to have your size or not. So if you want a Pulgasari shirt, there you go. 20% off from Godzilla Fan Freaks. You're welcome. And then Godzilla Train 1090 said, thank you, say less. Hey, you're welcome, man. Yeah, so there's my, not sponsored in any way by Ghost X Ghost. Not sponsored, but it is there. Bobby Reynolds, what's going on? Bobby, you're late to the party, my friend. The movie battle has already been declared the winner. So if you guys remember the last episode of Kaiju Chill O'Clock, Bobby Reynolds wanted to suggest Pacific Rim versus Independence Day. So that is why it was today's movie battle. Pacific Rim, though, won with flying colors, sadly. We still have about 19 minutes. Reptile 7876, did I see the X plus minus one? I did, and I want to say the thing looks beautiful. I've seen a lot of the things from Wonderfest. Oh, there's too much stuff coming. X Plus is also doing the Cybot Godzilla 1984. We're getting the -1 Godzilla, one with blue dorsal plates. That's going to be cool. Probably going to be a light up, I imagine. Then we are going to be having a gigantic series, Space Godzilla. Did not see Space Godzilla being the next gigantic figure, but here we are. I really do hope to get the favorite sculptors line crawling Baragon that was also teased there, the Showa Baragon. Out of everything that is there, I'm such a major Baragon nut. I want to get that. I want to get that. Oh, let's see here. But yeah, no, Bobby Reynolds, our movie battle technically is kind of ended. You could still put in an overall vote in the comments. Comment either Pacific Rim or Independence Day, and you will get an overall vote for that movie. But right now, Pacific Rim is blowing Independence Day out of the water, as was expected. Lobber, Biolante's roar is really scary. I agree with you. Biolante has a very eerie roar. Let's see. Marvin, Godzilla X Kong X Circle K. What do you think? Interesting collaboration. I did see that. Very interesting collaboration. I wouldn't mind getting one of those cups. Especially if they're a reusable cup, I'm down for it. I'm also down to see, I've seen that the AMC theaters, I think, are what's going to be carrying them. But we're going to be having, I think there's a popcorn bucket, there's cups, there's cup toppers. So actually some theater merchandise for Godzilla X Kong, which I look forward to adding because I've never really gotten any type of theater merch before. So fingers crossed that, at least get some theater merch for the new movie. Wouldn't mind those at all. Bobby Reynolds, can I still put yes, Bobby, you can still put your pick. And then Godzilla Train Cavity Colors, Godzilla X Kong shirts dropping Monday. I did see that. They look pretty great. Not extremely excited about the designs, but they're not bad. I agree with you. You know, they're not anything that's like crazy, but they're okay. And then Godzilla Train, what is Circle K doing for Godzilla X Kong? They have a breakfast sandwich, there is a chocolate bar, and then you can get either Godzilla Atomic Rush or Kong Berry Smash. They're like two exclusive slushy flavors. And then there's a cup that goes with it as well. So that is what Circle K is doing from what I've heard. So it might be a shot in the dark if it's already been expanded everywhere yet. I just saw this pop up yesterday, so I don't know when they're hitting Circle K stores, but it probably doesn't hurt to pop into Circle K around town. If you have one locally, just pop in there and see what they got going on. See if they got anything for the new movie. Lobber, my top favorite Mechagodzillas is Showa, Heisei, Millennium, and Monsterverse. That's fair ranking right there. That is fair ranking. Believe it or not, the Heisei Mechagodzilla is actually my number one pick. So probably the same as your list, just reverse Heisei and Millennium. Just reverse those two. Marvin, the bacon and egg sandwich looks tasty. My wife actually said the same thing. She's like, that sandwich doesn't look half bad. For, you know, Circle K gas station food. And then KG, RIP Independence Day. Yes, Independence Day did not fare well today. But, Bobby Reynolds, you can still put in a comment, what is your overall pick? And anybody else who is yet to vote yet. I see we got 10 people in here, 6 likes. Guys, thank you so much. Atomic blast that like button, please. Helps out the algorithm with Godzilla Fan Freaks. Helps out the show a lot. But, yes, no, for anybody who has not yet voted in today's movie battle, we are still open for overall votes for the next 13-ish minutes. So, put in a comment. Do you vote Pacific Rim? Or comment Independence Day if you vote Independence Day. Bobby Reynolds, it's a tough pick between the two movies. Both movies are great. Both movies are at the top of favorite films of all time. As much as I love Pacific Rim, I pick Independence Day. All right, Independence Day has number 3. And then Lobber, Heisei. What? Heisei Godzilla is hotter than Godzilla Thermonuclear because it didn't melt, but, well, that's when you're really looking into it a little too deep there, Lobber. Two completely different Godzilla origins, 2 completely different storylines. You know, sure, thermonuclear Godzilla from King of Monsters 2019 didn't melt, but again, you're taking it's pretty much a nod to Burning Godzilla from Destroya, but again, they're not the same thing, so things are going to affect monsters differently. You can't really compare apples to oranges that way. That's my opinion, because they're 2 totally different plots, 2 totally different storylines of what's going on. So it's definitely kind of difficult to compare those when it's kind of the same thing, but at the same time, not to the extent that Destroya took it versus King of Monsters. Again, 2 totally different scenarios. KG, have I seen the movie Twister? Yeah. Twister's a classic. Twister is a classic. Probably was actually one of my first world, like, natural disaster type films that I ever saw was Twister. And then after that, I saw things like Volcano, you know, Day After Tomorrow is a big one. There's a few other movies, you know, earthly natural disaster movies out there. 2012, that was a big one too. But yeah, no, Twister was probably my first natural disaster type movie. Reptile, I really enjoy the new Godzilla design. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. I love the color, even. I love the hue. It just, again, Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire, going to be just a sit down, don't think about the movie, just have fun. It's just going to be pure kaiju bashing entertainment. See, Lobber, everyone in my sister's group said Baragon is bad. Well, Baragon is awesome. They're wrong. Bobby Reynolds, Pacific Rim, Uprising, Blast Independence Day, Resurgence out of the Earth. Screw that movie, Independence Day, Resurgence. Hey, that's a fair opinion. I'm not gonna knock anything. I like the Independence Day movies myself, but I want to say I would actually watch. I'd probably watch Pacific Rim Uprising over Independence Day Resurgence, but that's all personal preference and opinion. KG, are you going to see the sequel that's coming out this year? I'm not like, excited for it, but probably because it's like, I don't really understand how they're going to do a sequel to Twister. It's just seems like a money grab, in my opinion. I don't know how good it's going to be. I'll probably wait for it to become available on streaming eventually. Probably won't pay to see it. Just not that excited for it. Oh, let's see here. Monster Report, Dante's Peak. Great classic natural deaths. That is a good one. Monster Report, thank you for that. I forgot all about that one. That is a good one. Marvin, any new pickups in my collection? It's been slow lately. Other than the Godzilla Tower from, X Plus, that was the last thing that I had come in. I mean, I did get the t-shirt for Pulgasari. That came in yesterday, so that's probably the newest thing that I have. But as far as anything else goes, it's been kind of slow for me. My work and income situation has not yet been the best or back to where I was. So that kind of hurts collecting funds. So kind of slow for me at the moment. So not very much, no. Godzilla Train 1090, the new design for Godzilla is growing on me. I think it's going to grow on a lot of people. I mean, again, just have fun with the movie. Don't dive into it thinking something else or, just have fun with it. Because, again, this movie just looks bonkers. It just looks like a wild kaiju bashing of a time. And what more can you ask as a kaiju fan? Come on now. We got our serious kaiju movie with -1. Now let's get our fun, Pacific Rim, type, kaiju bashers with the Monsterverse. Just give us all out bonkers. Let's go. Lobber, if Ibira was blue, he would be in my nightmares. That'd be interesting if he was a blue lobster, because blue crustaceans do exist. Bobby Reynolds, Independence Day Resurgence is just another Alien 3 type of a film. Fair. Let's see. Lobber, Heisei is the best design in my opinion. That's a fair opinion. KG, Twister should go up against another movie. Maybe. I don't know if I want to put Twister in a movie battle. I want to try to keep things kind of giant monster related, and you can't really have Twister go up against a kaiju. I don't really know how that would work. But all right, guys, we got just a little less than 6 minutes here for overall votes. For anybody, we got 12 people on in here. For anybody who has not yet voted today for the overall picks for the movie battle, comment Pacific Rim if you vote Pacific Rim. Comment Independence Day if you vote Independence Day. Oh, Reptile, did I like the War of the Worlds 2005 remake? I loved it. I love the original War of the Worlds and the 2005 remake with Tom Cruise. Excellent movies. Excellent movies. They're fantastic. Lauber, I hope the Skull Crawlers and the War Bats are in more movies. Well, we might see more of them. You know, again, this next movie that comes out next month, it seems like more of it takes place in Hollow Earth. So we'll probably see more Hollow Earth Titans, maybe ones that we've seen before, possibly bigger ones that we've seen before. I feel like we're going to learn a little bit more about Hollow Earth and have battles in the Hollow Earth that were more extravagant than Godzilla versus Kong. Again, we just got to wait and see what this movie brings us. Again, we're just a little over a month away. KG, if you think about it, a tornado is a giant monster. Kinda. If you put Godzilla up against a giant tornado, unless that thing has really extravagant force, it's probably not going to pick him up. Godzilla's probably just going to walk through it, which again, unless a tornado has like a mind of its own to where then it would be a monster, it doesn't really make much sense to put a twister up against the kaiju. That, at the end of the day, that's just the bottom line. Godzilla train. It's close, but Independence Day is a Godzilla train. A vote for Independence Day. Interesting. Oh, man. Here we go. Leslie Chamber. Leslie's in the house. Ice Queen, stand up. I tried to tell his ass not to show up on his own show, but he made the choice to do so. So the consequences is on him. Buckle up. Oh, goodness, Leslie. Lauber 45, if Biollante was in the Monsterverse, I would be shocked. Well, Biollante could actually work really, two monsters that I would like to see show up in the Monsterverse. Biollante would be cool, and Hedra would be cool. It would definitely be cool to see their designs Monsterverse style. 100%. Bobby Reynolds, have you done where the top films of all times, couple fighting numbers, spots, films number one, and months later this film is number one? I mean, I know of that list, Bobby. I don't keep up with it, though. I don't do that type of stuff. See, Bobby Reynolds, I'm sure a tornado could knock Godzilla down. It'd have to be one heck of a strong tornado. I'm just saying. It'd have to be one heck of a strong one. Godzilla Train 1090, Biollante and Hedra could both work easily in the Monsterverse. 100%, Adrian. I agree. All right, guys. Overall votes are going to be closing here soon. I don't think we're going to get any more, but it looks like Pacific Rim has won the day, which, again, is no surprise. Pacific Rim and Independence Day are just almost two totally different types of films in a way. They don't have a lot of similarities, a few here and there, but nothing that's really grounded. Lauber, why wasn't Gigan in the Heisei era? I don't work at Toho, so I can't really answer that question. Probably just personal choice. I mean, Godzilla versus Gigan from the Showa era. Gigan was like one of the worst performing movies out of the Showa era. It wasn't the worst, but it was one of the worst. And so they probably felt like they couldn't tie in Gigan to the Heisei. So that just would be me. Because again, Gigan never showed back up again until Final Wars. So let's see. Leslie, we already got Hedra in the Monsterverse. His name is Mechagodzilla because that thing was shit. Oh my goodness, Leslie. Come on now. I agree with you on the Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla from the Monsterverse was pretty garbage. Like, it was basically just Megatron from the Transformer movies in a kaiju type form. So, I agree with you on there. But I still would like to see Hedra in the Monsterverse. I think that would be awesome. Godzilla Train. I mean, he's out of line, but he's right. Yeah. Yep. Lauber, if Hedra was in the Monsterverse, well, he would probably be gone in seconds. Rethink that, though. Hedra, just because Hedra was gone in seconds in Final Wars doesn't mean anything. That's, again, there's one of the issues with Final Wars. Godzilla just running through all the monsters like he just did a bunch of lines off a glass table. Okay, whatever. I get it, but at the same time, I would have liked to see some of these battles play out. And I feel Hedra was kind of disrespected in a way. Hedra's a very dangerous kaiju. When you watch the original, and, of course, the only way they can beat him is by drying him out. But still, before that, they had to get him in between those electrodes. And that wasn't necessarily the easiest thing to do, especially when they had power issues at the end, Hedra was a very dangerous opponent. And if it wasn't for the drying out mechanism, Godzilla probably would have lost the fight because Hedra's just a giant thing of goo. He has acid, blood, all that stuff. The pollution, that affects a lot. And considering that when you punch him or hit him, you're going to get sprayed with acid, you hurt yourself, and conventional weapons didn't do anything to Hedra, Earth's done. Earth is done, So Hedra is a very, very big opponent, in my opinion. Godzilla Train, but if Mechagodzilla was, yes, I do agree. We can all agree with that. Mechagodzilla for the Monsterverse was bad. KG, have I seen the new Deadpool trailer? No, I did not see the new Deadpool trailer. I've actually want to keep myself as spoiler-free as possible with Deadpool as it sounds, just because superhero movies, in my opinion, these days are so overdone. I'm kind of tired of superhero movies. And that's something that's kind of funny to me, because I watched a video today that was talking about how Peter Jackson actually wanted to do King Kong in 96 and not 2005, but they canceled the movie from being released in the late 90s and then picked the project back up in the early 2000s. So learning, though, the reason, one of the main reasons was Hollywood, with Godzilla coming out, Mighty Joe Young, okay, that's 2 movies, plus probably maybe some others in between that weren't really greatly mentioned. But Hollywood actually thought people were going to get burnt out on giant monster movies, basically, just from mainly Mighty Joe Young and Godzilla being close together. So then having King Kong also come out, people just think that people would be burned out. There wouldn't be any money to be made. And then I really thought about it, and I'm like, but all these years later, we'll just pump out 3 to 4 superhero movies a year for like the last, over 10 years? Give me a break. That just shows you how much things have changed. But my opinion, I am tired of superhero movies. They need to take a break. Superheroes, give them a break. We don't need superhero movies for let's give it 7 years or something like that. We don't need any more superhero movies. The market is oversaturated. That's one of the main problems. One of the main problems is that they don't know how to direct or make movies anymore. A lot of the superhero movies that come out now are so bad. They are not good. So, and we're over the hour mark, but I think let me catch up on comments and then we'll do up the final count. Lauber, Mechagodzilla was strong in every movie, but in Godzilla vs. Kong, he was. Yeah, no, everybody agrees. Mechagodzilla was bad. Les, what's going on, man? Hi, gang. Hedra rocks. We need more Hedra in -1 series, or at least in the Monsterverse. Les, I love you, man. Thank you so much. You took the words out of my mouth. I agree 100%. Guys, we got 12 people on in here. 7 likes. If you have not yet, atomic blast that like button. Helps out the show, helps out me a lot, to grow the audience, to reach more people, which is what I love to do. I love doing these and just talking with you guys. This is a lot of fun. Leslie, King Caesar was highly disrespectful. Oh, 100%, Leslie. King Caesar in Final Wars was, again, kind of like Final Wars itself. It's a joke. It's a joke. They had him playing soccer. Yeah, no, for real, man. Reptile, Roman Reigns versus... No, Reptile, get out of here with that. Lobber, we need a -1 era. We might get it. I did hear, it's not confirmed, but that they do probably want to do a sequel. So, it could happen. It could happen. Les, Dune Part 2. Give me Dune or give me Death and G-1 sequel. Dude, yes. I'm looking forward to Dune as well. I like Dune. I like the classic Dune, and then I like the new ones that they're coming out with. I've read a little bit of the books, but the books are huge. And I'm not a huge reader, so it's kind of hard for me to get through a book that big. Godzilla Train. Most of all the monsters in Final Wars were disrespected. 100%. That's what I mean. Like, I have to hate on Final Wars. It's such an awful Godzilla movie. And when you take under consideration that it's a 50th anniversary film for Godzilla, you're like, what? Like, to me, that's disrespectful to the character itself, the movie that was created. Again, Godzilla -1, there is a memorial movie fit for Godzilla. There's an anniversary memorial movie right there. Final Wars, though, I'm sorry, it's a joke. It is a joke. Bobby, who would win in a fight, the Blob or Hedra? That's a good... Hey, there's Fred. What's up, Fred? Say hi to everybody. That is a good... That's actually interesting. The Blob or Hedra? Ooh, I don't know. That's an interesting movie fight. Somebody should really take the time to do that. I would definitely pitch that to the proper content creators and channels who like to do that stuff, because that's a good fight, Les. Wow. Or no, Hedra would beat the Blob, says Les. Bobby suggested the fight. Oh man. I almost have to agree with Les, and I feel like it's just me and Les. We probably like Hedra more, so it's more of an opinion factor that Hedra wins over the Blob. So I gotta agree with my boy Les. Les, Hedra for the win, 100%. Reptile, I feel like after Endgame, they should have taken a break. 100%. 100%. Like, but they're just seeing the dollar signs, because no matter what, if a movie flops or not, they're still making a certain amount of money. But, yeah, no. Oh, here comes Lizzie. Lizzie's coming on screen. Let's see. Les, 7-year hiatus on superheroes. Good for you. The market's oversaturated. The market... oh, man. Lizzie is actually really... the design... I'm glad that they saved... Like, they teased Lizzie throughout the whole movie, but you never saw Lizzie until the very end. And I think that really helped Rampage in a way, because then Lizzie was the one that, of course, everybody was expecting, because... Godzilla, right? It's kind of like a Godzilla knockoff in a way. Even though Lizzie really looks like Anguirus to a certain extent, but just the payoff of the army fighting Lizzie, and then you have the Kaiju fight, with George and Lizzie and everything. Again, sure, it's not the best movie, but it definitely pays off for Kaiju destruction and fun. You can't not disagree with that. It's entertaining, because I'm having fun, and I actually haven't watched this in a minute, so it's actually fun to rewatch the ending here. They're just destroying everything. Oh man, Lizzie jumps up and grabs the warthog plane. Oh man, that's so satisfying for a kaiju movie here at the end. And then Les Walker agreed with Reptile. Godzilla Train agrees with Reptile. And then Godzilla Train, still a better ending to Godzilla than Destroy All Monsters would have been. Oh, Godzilla, Adrian, get out of here. Destroy All Monsters is fantastic. No, if Destroy All Monsters and Final Wars were reversed, fine. I'm down with that. Oh, 100%. Because Destroy All Monsters is light years above Final Wars. Lobber, I know it's early era, but Showa Kong just looks. Oh no, the Kong suits for the Showa series they're pretty trash. They're not that great of monster suits at all. Les, Hedra was a key monster of my childhood. I actually had nightmares of Hedra as a kid. The Ice Rock too, dude. Hedra's dude. I 100% agree. I mean, Hedra, yeah, he was a scary monster as a kid. Terrifying. Especially with the elements in the movie. You know? Oh, man. Bobby Reynolds, I think the only way that Hedra would be able to beat the Blob is if it got cold. And then that begs the question, how would the Blob be able to beat Hedra? Because then you're taking in the elements of the movies on how to beat the Kaiju. You know what I mean? Like, the Kaijus just aren't beating each other outright. Then you're bringing in the freezing element with the Blob, or the drying out element with Hedra. Can't necessarily have those, because you got to think that these monsters, they're intelligent, but they're not going to be that intelligent. You know what I mean? Because they're both just giant things of goo. Reptile, I like Lizzie's spike ball at the end of her tail. Heck yeah, that's awesome. And then Lobber, I'm the youngest in the chat. Don't worry about it, man. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Age is just a number. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are. It don't matter. We're all friends here. It doesn't matter. But anyway, since I'm all caught up on comments, let's do the final count off here. So, our movie battle for today, again, Pacific Rim versus Independence Day. Pacific Rim wins. Because Pacific Rim wins 12 points to 4. That is a landslide. Pacific Rim won 12 points. Independence Day only won 4 points. So that is today's movie battle, you guys. Pacific Rim versus Independence Day. Pacific Rim wins, but again, that was kind of easy to see. Godzilla Train 1090, granted, I still don't love it. Boo! And then, let's see. Adrian also said, like me and Leslie agree on what we were promised, and what we got with Destroy All Monsters was just terrible. Final Wars was meant to be crazy, obnoxious bag of fun. Agree to disagree. I'll just leave that one there. I feel like I've beaten the Destroy All Monsters versus Final Wars dead horse enough. Les Walker, again, kids, get a grip. Destroy All Monsters is always bigger than Final Wars. Lord, Destroy All Monsters has the SY3, and that ship alone was the thing. And then the Keylocks, bitch, is nastier than the Exilians. The Keylocks, I do have to agree, they were an interesting alien. The only thing I liked about the revamped Exilians for Final Wars, again, there's not a lot that I do like from Final Wars, but X, I actually liked his character. X was okay. Give me a Toho Maniacs X, I'm down with it. I'd buy it in a heartbeat. Just because, preferably, my opinion, I like the English dubbed for X. The way that the guy executed the laugh and everything like that, and just the dubbing in general for X, I just love it. There's something about it I love. I love the whole ending fight between him and Ozaki. and his hair gets a little like anime spiky and stuff. Like that was bonkers, but it's like X is cool with me. I'm fine with X. And then Les Walker agreed on X. Heck yeah, man. X for the win. Let's go. No, X is one of the few things I like from Final Wars. X, Gigan, Hedra, the Hedra suit for Final Wars, again, underutilized. That was one of the, out of all the monsters in Final Wars, Hedra had one of the coolest designs that I feel deserved more praise. I got the figure. Hang on. It's the only figure I have. I have yet to get the new Monster Series Bandai of it. I need to eventually order one of those. But here I got the small. This is just such a great design for Hedra, in my opinion. You know, I love the tubes coming off. I love the big round eye and then like the slit eye. I like that combination. The tail's all right, but overall, just the base of this Hedra here it's just solid. Sorry, it's not. There, it's focusing. It's such a small figure, my camera is like going in and out of focus, so I apologize for hurting anybody's eyesight. But no, Hedra Final Wars, one of the best designs out of the film, again, that was underutilized by far. Needed to be more of that. Needed to be more of that. Reptile said X is fantastic. Heck yes. KG, I think they should bring back Doctor Who for his new King Kong versus Godzilla movie. Well, Doctor Who died in King Kong Escapes, so sadly they can't bring him back. And then the actor has already passed too, so. Let's see, Les. I did a paint up of the Final Wars Hedra and was awesome, really cool. Go get that bad boy. Ooh, interesting. Les, send me an email if you got pictures of that, man. That's awesome. Godzilla Train 1090, disagree, honestly, hate that design of Hedra. Ooh, boo, get out of here, Adrian. No. And then Les, Doctor Who, that old cape dude. Yep, he's right there. Doctor Who from King Kong Escapes, right there. And then Labra45, is the stream ending? We got, let's see, we got about like 42 minutes left in the stream, because I usually run the stream for about 2 hours if I can. If I run out of conversation, or if you guys run out of conversation and that kinds up being dead air, then I usually shut down the show a little early. But I try to keep it at least 2 hours. So we're not ending here for another 42 minutes, roughly. Godzilla Train, to me, Leather Daddy Gigan wasn't used enough. I do agree with that. Gigan was 100% mistreated in Final Wars. Both times that he showed up. I feel like we deserved a little bit more. Les Walker, Final Wars Hedra over the entire Final Wars movie. Dude, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Les. Agree with you 100%. Lauber, I have nothing to say anymore. That's okay. Just enjoy the rest of the show. Enjoy the rest of the conversation. If you think of any questions you want to ask me, I'm always open to questions, guys. So feel free to ask me whatever questions you have. Godzilla Train. All right, I got to binge before the live stream tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Hey, Adrian, you have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you, buddy. And then Les, hang in there, Lauber. That's okay. And then Bobby Reynolds. What if Godzilla and Tagara fight over Lizzie to see which one? Bobby Reynolds, don't be getting into cringe territory now. That's not what I do. That is not what I do. I may do some stuff that's a little cringe, but that's a whole area of cringe that I do not associate with. Same thing with there was a video I watched not too long ago about one of the Godzilla YouTubers that's out there that he does like dubbing for like a comic series, but it's also kind of like just it's Godzilla in an anime way that's like kind of just very cringe and suggestive, if you catch my drift. And it's like and the whole video was like, why do these people do this? And put it out there for everyone to see. Like, you would think that this is stuff that, keep in a closet somewhere. Maybe we don't need to know that about this person. But everybody's not shy anymore, which is not a problem, but I stay away from that stuff because that stuff is just gross. It's not me. It's very cringe. So hope I don't hurt no one's feelings, but that's just me. I don't dive into that stuff at all. Lobber, what can I hear in the background? Again, I have Rampage going on in the background right now. So that is what I have on in the background right now. Let's see. Reptile, would you want Final Wars Hedra versus Roman Reigns? I mean, again, I don't know how that works. I've never pitted a wrestler against a like, you know what I mean? Like, like it's not meant to be taken serious at all. But again, how do you even do it? I mean, Hedra wins. There. Hope that answers that question. KG, Doctor Who should come back with younger and with a trench coat. Well, who knows? We'll see. Anything's possible. And then Reptile says, I know I'm just being goofy. See, Reptile understands the cringiness that I'm talking about. Reptile gets it. Because, again, some of that stuff, I don't understand how those content creators make what they make. And they get crazy amounts of views. And then here, I think I put out not like 100% like amazing content, but I feel like there's quality behind what I do. And here, sometimes I average a little over 100 views a video. Not jealous in any way, but I'm just saying, like, you'd think it would be the opposite way around, but it's not. Lobber, I wish I could somehow show you my collection, but I'm not allowed to Facebook or Discord or Instagram. That's okay, dude. You are only, again, you haven't even hit double digits yet of how old you are. The time comes, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. You stay a fan, you eventually become of age to where you can make those things, and then you'll be able to follow Godzilla Fan Freaks on Facebook, on Instagram, stuff like that. Maybe come up with your own channel and do your own content, you know? You are still very, very young, my friend. Again, you haven't even hit double digits as far as age goes, so don't worry. You'll get there. Everything comes in time. I'm just glad that you enjoy the show and what's here. Fred's here with me. He's just chilling. Fred's just watching Rampage, or at least falling asleep to watching Rampage, huh? Let's see. Lobber, I'm allowed Discord when you're 10. Hey, man. Oh, hey, that's cool. There you go. You're not that far away from that. Reptile, do you think X Plus will make a gigantic Kiryugoji? At this point, I would say anything is possible. Again, Space Godzilla being the next gigantic figure, I did not see that coming. I did not expect that. So I feel like anything is in the cards as far as X Plus goes. I mean, look, they finally did it. They finally are giving us the Cybot Godzilla 84, which I wish I could get. But my income right now has just been trash. To where I don't have a budget for collecting right now at all. It sucks because I know I'm going to be missing out on some things. And that Cybot 84 is one of them. Oh, it hurts me so bad to not be able to pick that up. It hurts me so bad. But again, you just have to make choices. You have to make sacrifices. You got to make the right financial decisions. If you guys take away anything from this moment right here, just be smart with your money. because that's what it's all about. But no, man, that Cybot 84 is awesome. Let's see what else. Oh man. Again, a gigantic Space Godzilla. I don't really have any more room for gigantic figures, but man, even that to me is tempting. Like, what a wild figure that looks like it's going to be. I really hope that Baragon, from the favorite sculptors line that they teased, doesn't come out for pre-order for a little while longer until I can get more established income flowing through, because that 100% I do not want to miss out on. I love Baragon so much as a kaiju, especially the Showa Baragon. Amazing, amazing. So I definitely need that figure to add to my Baragon collection. So let's see. And that was the last one. Guys, any other questions? Anything else anybody wants to talk about? You know, feel free to ask. We're still just here for a moment. We're about to have the final showdown between all three kaiju here in Rampage. We're at the climactic final battle here. So, Leslie, the gigantic Space Godzilla looks like a hot pile of garbage. Really, Leslie? Really? Leslie, what makes you say that? Leslie, what do you not like about Space Godzilla? And it being unpainted is not a fair choice of factor here. Because in my opinion, it looks pretty dang great. In my opinion, I think once it looks painted, I think it's going to look solid. Again, I don't have space for a gigantic, but if I did, I would love to get me one of those. But yeah, no, I'm curious, Leslie, why do you think? What stands out to you that you don't like? Lauber, Final Wars Baragon is so cute. I want him as a dog. That's fair. Final Wars Baragon. Baragon wasn't in Final Wars. Do you mean GMK? I think you mean GMK, Lauber. Because I agree with you there. Bobby, I'll put my thought of Independence Day. Independence Day is a great movie, great characters. I like Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, and Bill Pullman. Or my favorite moment is up your boys. Hello, I'm back. Boom. Yeah, the ending climactic. That is a pretty good scene, Bobby. I will give you that. Leslie, I like Space Godzilla, but that one looks horrible. Okay, Leslie, why does it look horrible to you? Because everybody's opinions are different. To me, I like it. And I think a lot of other people liked it too. What is it about you, Leslie, that's either off or that you don't like? What is it? What is it? Leslie, the stylized sculpt on the Space Godzilla. Okay, so you don't like the stylization of it. That is a fair point. Of course, we all love movie accuracy, but I don't know. I feel like the stylized portion of it is going to be great. Again, once it's painted, I think it's going to be an entirely different type of figure. And then, of course, we all know it's probably going to be a light up for the Rick exclusive. I mean, something that big, why wouldn't you light up the horn crest? Why wouldn't you light up the shoulders, the back plates? You know, 100%. And again, it's like, I'm also tired of light ups. Like, X Plus. With the Cybot Godzilla 84, we're getting the sea louse, whatever, with the harpoon through it. That's a cool extra. I like those types of extras. I'm tired of light up gimmicks. Light up gimmicks just, they're cool, but at the same time, they'll eventually probably burn out. You'll be lucky if you don't have an issue right off the bat, because some people had problems with the Shin Godzilla, that new Shin Godzilla that came out that had the whole purple light up gimmick. Some people had defects of just getting that figure right out of the packaging. The light up just wasn't working. You got to worry about those types of defects, and those suck because then you have to communicate with a Japanese service on getting a replacement, and it just seems like it would be a rough time. So that's why I don't like light ups all that much. I do have some light ups, but I prefer no light ups. Give me a little extra thing to go with the figure. Light ups I can do without. And then Lauber said, "Yep, you meant GMK. I figured you meant GMK. You're good, man. Don't worry." And then Reptile, the new 30 centimeter 2000 looks epic. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And even the Godzilla -1s that Reptile mentioned earlier, oh man, those figures look great. And again, that's a 30 centimeter. Those things look huge for a 30 centimeter. And I think it's probably the way the tail is sculpted also on those. That probably might make it a little bit of a shelf hog in a way. But still fantastic. Now, I'm not sure if my budget's going to be there to get a Godzilla -1. I would love the blue dorsal plate Godzilla -1 from X Plus. That just looked beautiful. But I don't know if whenever they drop, if my collecting budget income is going to be there or not. I am definitely struggling a lot more than I'd like to these days. Lauber, the NECA Shin Godzilla is garbage. I swear. Get rid of it. I hate it. Hey, that's fair, man. NECA did not do a good job on their Shin Godzilla. 100% they did not. Reptile, I know for sure I'm getting the 30 centimeter -1. Dude, heck yeah, that's awesome, dude. Heck yes. Leslie, and plus, Easy Hobby, Omega Beast are behind the sculpt of that gigantic Space Godzilla, and they don't exactly have the best track record when it comes to their past sculpts. Interesting, Leslie. See, Leslie knows a lot more about the companies and stuff than I do. That's interesting knowledge, though, Leslie. Thank you for touching base with that. That's very interesting to know. Who knows? They may redeem themselves. Who knows? They may not. I'd like to hold final judgment, though, before seeing a painted, product. And then Lauber, it's 1931. You must be using military time? Okay, yeah. It's like about 12:30 p.m. where I'm at right now, roughly. Because I end the show at about 1. Again, I usually make it run for 2 hours. I start at 11 a.m. my time, and so then it ends about 1 p.m. my time. But, oh man, Lizzie's getting George. Oh no. You hate to see George get thrown around like that. He's got no chance of winning. In all honesty, as sad as it is, he doesn't. It's like Lizzie is just too much of a monster. But then that's where The Rock comes in with the down helicopter and fires the missiles. Again, it's just wacky kaiju bashing, exploding fun. That's all this is. And then Lauber, get your dinner made, man. Yeah, you're in a way different part of the world because Lauber was commenting on one of the posts earlier about time and everything. But if you gotta go, Lauber, I appreciate you being here. It was fun, man. But yeah, no, time zones are a thing. Oh man. Even after all those missiles, nothing. Bobby Reynolds, Goji Fan 93 as... Wait a minute, did I miss something? No. Bobby Reynolds, Goji Fan 93 as Mo, Rich Iso as Larry, Godzilla Fan Freaks as Curly, Samson West as Shem, Nick Adams as Joe, Zilla Fan 85 as Curly Joe, Diego Doom as that guy that said the house for sure gone crazy. Oh my goodness. Les, just sent you a package email with some paint-ups I did that include shots of the Final Wars Hedra kit. He still rocks. Enjoy it. Les, thank you so much, man. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to check that out after today's stream. And then Lauber, I hate in Godzilla vs. Kong when Kong got hurt. He was crying, made me sad. Well, that's because Kong's not as indestructible as Godzilla is, sadly. Same thing if you ever watch Rampage. Oh, George gets torn up at the end because he's just a giant gorilla. Sure, he's got some extra strength and stuff, but he doesn't have the durability that Lizzie does, so to say. Fred. Fred's just sacked out here on the couch next to me. He fell asleep. What you doing there, buddy? Huh? What you doing? He's purring though, so he's having a good time. Reptile, Lizzie was just so much bigger. Oh, Lizzie was huge, man. Out of Ralph and George from Rampage, oh, Lizzie was gigantic. I mean, again, if the front cover here doesn't tell you everything you need to know, look how big Lizzie is there. Absolutely huge monster. And then Lauber said, Fredzilla, hey, there you go. Fred's his own star on Kaiju Chill O'Clock. As much as he doesn't know all of you even know he exists, he doesn't know any of you. He knows Nick from the Monster Report because during my Tucson Kaiju Festival, Nick and his son stayed here with me at my house, so they had Fred as a roommate. Oh, Les, gotta head out, keep the love going, and for what it's worth, Hedra rocks. Yeah, have fun, guys. Till next time. Les, thank you so much, my friend. We'll see you next time, and I cannot wait to open up that email. Les, take care, my friend. But, oh man, no, you guys, again, any questions for me? If the show kind of dies out here, I might stop it a touch early. It just really depends. We can get up and do a room tour. That might kill some time, though. Let's see here. Reptile, I understand why they made Lizzie a croc rather than a dinosaur. I also, the tusks and the frill. Oh, Lizzie had a great design. Lizzie had a great design. Bobby Reynolds, as of right now, Rampage is my War of the Monsters movie until they actually make War of the Monsters movie. That's fair. And then Lauber, it's Friday, so I can stay up so late. Hey, that's awesome, man. Enjoy your Friday. But, yeah, let's do a room tour, you guys. YouTube keeps changing stuff around on me here. Oh, no, footage! All right. Footage! But, yeah, Fred, he's just sacked out there on the couch. Sacked out on the Godzilla Fan Freaks Kaiju couch. And let's see, let's put Hendra back here. Still getting closer and closer to... I still have yet to have this hanging on the wall. It's still just leaning against it right now, but I'll eventually get this hung right here. That's still the plan. And still can't wait to showcase this off on the next night show for Kaiju Chill O'Clock, because all the colors and everything are UV reactive. So at nighttime, with all the lights and everything, oh, this thing's just going to look awesome. But, yeah. So room tour time, just to kill some more time. Look at all the amazing, colorful things. Lauber 45. When is 59? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. When is 59? I don't know. When is 59? I don't know what that is. I don't know what you mean. Polisari. Love it. Bobby Reynolds, would you think Yongari 1999 or 2001 is what Togura would be like if he did have a movie? Actually, you know what, Bobby Reynolds, that's actually a good comparison. I want to say yes, because he actually does look a little like Yongari or Reptilian Togura, in all honesty. When is 59? Episode 59, Chill O'Clock. I wish I could tell you, Lobber. It could be next Friday. It could be the Friday after next Friday. It just really depends if I have enough to talk about to warrant a show, today having the new shirt and then the movie battle and stuff like that, all that kind of collects together. But as you can see, the show is already starting to slowly tinker out. So it's like, I want to make sure I have a substantial amount of time to do a show. So it could be next week. It could be the week after. It could be the week after that. It also depends on my time, because again, I'm trying to get things going in my life back to where I was, because I was at a job for a while. Everything changed. I didn't like it there anymore. Put in my 2 weeks. I quit. I picked up another job, but then it's not as great as I thought it would be. Like, it's cool, but the way it works, it's really difficult for me. And my income has not been the best. That's all I'll say. So it really just depends on my time and if I have enough beef to warrant a show. You know what I mean? So it just really depends. I wish I could tell you when the next Kaiju Chill O'Clock is going to be, but until I actually get a set schedule and my income is decent again, then I'll probably be able to regularly schedule a show. But for now, it's kind of all over the place. So, apologize. Reptiles 7876. Did you, Toho, offered to put Godzilla in War of the Monsters, but Incognito refused? I don't know. Did they? Oh, Toho wanted the monsters to be bigger, but then they refused and made talk. Oh, interesting. I see what you're seeing, Reptile. Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that. Rich, any news on the 2024 Arizona Kaiju Fest? That is another thing. Okay. Since I have been asked about it, and there might be some people here who care, I am the owner and the creator of the Tucson Kaiju Festival. It's something that I started up back in 2019 and just did as an evening show. I had vendors, I had panels, trivia contests, prizes, giveaways, all that good stuff. And then, of course, after that, the world imploded with COVID and everything else, so I could not do the festival again. Just did the festival again this last year in November, which, again, there's videos on the channel. If you guys have not yet watched those, go watch all those Tucson Kaiju Festival videos, and you see how much fun it was. As far as this year goes, I wish I had an announcement already. I should have had an announcement for it already, but things happened. Okay. Bookmans, who I was working with for a venue spot, they laid off a bunch of their people, and a lot of the people were people that I was in contact with that whole thing. We even had a meeting set up to meet and get this ball rolling. Then I was contacted by the person who I was in contact with through a private message that him and a bunch of others were laid off. They gave me an email for the next person in line to reach out to. I emailed them immediately. Didn't hear anything. Just emailed one more time just saying, hey, if you're still interested, I'd like to hear back from you. Still nothing. So that kind of gave me my answer that Bookmans did not want to do the Tucson Kaiju Festival again for whatever reason, even though it was a hit. Whatever. Out of my power. I would have at least liked a response, like at least saying no or whatever, not just like totally not contacting me at all. I think that's unprofessional. But that kind of really set me back because now I'm in the lookout for a venue, right? And let's shift to this mirror for some reason. I feel like it's easier. It's a little closer. So that set me back because I thought I was going to have a venue and then I didn't. So I'm venue hunting at the moment. The other issue with venue hunting is, like I've already stated, my income right now has been trash for like the past few months. Not necessarily good, you know. Been struggling a little bit more with certain things, having a lot of anxiety, you know, over finances. So I'm really just praying and trusting God that things fall through with me, right? Because finding a venue, a lot of venues, even if for just a day, you're looking close to probably $1,000 to rent the space just for that day, roughly, here in Tucson. I'm sorry, but it's like I have a mortgage that I'm paying off with my wife. We have bills, we have groceries. As much as I want to do the Tucson Kaiju Festival, if I don't have a budget for collectibles right now, I sure as heck don't have a budget for a venue right now. So it's like, unless a venue comes across that they're like, they'll just let me do it, kind of like it has been. It's kind of been free for me to do it. That helps out a lot. But I just don't think it's going to happen. So as far as this year's goes, I have a few places that I still have yet to contact and get in touch with to see what we could make happen. But also, depending on how much it's going to be, is going to factor in a lot. I might just have to skip out on this year entirely, which would suck. And I feel really bad for it. You have to understand that I do this because I want everyone else to have a good time. And I love seeing all the smiles. I love seeing all the happy faces. Everybody having a great time. You watch the Tucson Kaiju Festival videos that are on the channel, you just see everyone having a fantastic time, and that's all I ever want. This isn't about anything else but sharing the joy with everybody that loves this stuff. That's what it's all about. But as much as I would love to do the Tucson Kaiju Festival again this year, right now, I'm not going to say it's not happening, and I'm not going to say is going to happen. It's kind of in the middle to where it might not. It really just depends on the next month or two. Because I have to have enough time to prep everything together, because I'd like to do it in November again. And some may seem that's a little far away, but with everything that you have to do beforehand to make sure that everything falls into place, you got to have a decent timeline to prep for a con or a festival or anything like that. So it's like, if I end up running out of time to where it's like, I don't want to try to crunch, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to stress myself out that way, and people are just going to have to possibly wait till next year. It's just kind of how it is. So thank you for understanding. The Tucson Kaiju Festival 2024 may happen. It may not. I don't know right now. So hopefully that's a decent update for Rich and anyone else who watches this who may be interested. Oh, let's see. Lobber, well, I'm kind of bored, but I can't leave my favorite kaiju YouTuber stream. Well, hey, man, if you're bored, that's okay. If you're bored, does that mean that I'm boring? I don't mean to be boring. That was just a long question to answer there from Rich. Bobby Reynolds, maybe not War of the Monster sequels, but they could make them bigger. So in the next game, they could fight Godzilla and other monsters from the Pipeworks game. There you go. And then Rich, that is too bad, dude. Yeah, like I said, I wish I had a definite answer on the Tucson Kaiju Festival, but this was just an unforeseen thing that really kind of just sucked. It was like I was not, even all them from Bookman's, they didn't know they were going to get laid off. It just happened. And it's like, well, crap. And then the next person I reached out to never got back with me. To me, I kind of see that as an unprofessional type thing. So maybe it's for the best. But at the same time, it's like, well, dang, that really sucks because they wanted to do it again, but then crap happened. So, yeah. And then Lobber saying, hey, it's Manda, the Manda emoji. There you go. But so yeah, that's the state of the Tucson Kaiju Festival right now. Definitely expect a video that's either going to confirm it or debunk it, basically. Because I will do a video on its own talking about this, whether it happens or if it doesn't happen. So you guys are going to know from me first thing. I will post about it. As soon as I get a green light on it, You guys are going to know. I really hope it's sooner rather than later, though. But I just don't know right now. And then Lobber, want to guess my name? No, that might be too hard, even with the letter M. I'm going to say Mike. Michael. Mitch. Bobby Reynolds. I'll put my thoughts for Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is a great kaiju film. Great characters, great monsters, and badass fight scenes. The speech is just impactful as Bill Pullman's speech from Independence Day. You know what? I touched on that. You know, I said that both of those speeches from both movies are fantastic. So, 100% agree. And the Lobber said wrong. Well, I'm not good at guessing names, so I'm not surprised. But, yeah, guys, just kind of hanging out. Speaking of Pulgasari, there's Pulgasari right there. And then the right answer is Mark. Oh, so Mark's your name. Very cool. I know a lot of Marks. See. There's my other Pulgasari figure. Also from Mondo. Oh, Rampage main menu. Look at this. Just a ball of cheese right now. That's what Fred is. What? Yup. All right. Oh. All right, back to me. Lobber 45, was that Desghidorah? Yes, it was. That is the Bandai Desghidorah. You'll have to check out my collection videos that I've done, Lobber, specifically the ones that I've done like the most recent, because that's the most updated ones. You'll have to check out those videos. Just scroll through my videos for not too long, a little bit, and you'll find I actually made a playlist. So if you're on my channel and you go to my playlists, you'll see a playlist for Kaiju Chill O'Clock episodes. You'll see playlists for Figure Talk Tuesdays. You'll see my liked videos, I think. And then you will also see collection videos, which is all the collection videos I've done ever since I've been a YouTuber. So you'll see the older collection videos as well as the newer ones. So it's almost like, you know, seeing how I've changed over the years as well, as far as, you know, the environment, the collection room, and all that stuff. So it's actually a fun video. So definitely a playlist to check out would be my collection videos playlists. Bobby, I wrote my own battles between Godzilla Monsters Save the Earth versus War of the Monsters. Very cool, Bobby. Very, very cool. Reptile, what were your favorite kaiju from War of the Monsters? Oh, man. Well, Tagara, obviously. I mean, Tagara is just fantastic. You can't really go wrong. I was actually a really big fan of the giant praying mantis kaiju, in all honesty. I was a big fan of that kaiju. I forget the names. I kind of just remember Tagara, but... Bobby Reynolds, I did Godzilla 2000 versus Tagara, and then Ogra, Orga, getting my names mixed up here. Ogra is Gorgo. Orga versus Agamo, and then Godzilla 2000 from PS2 versus Godzilla 2000 from the Wii version, and then King Kong 2005, the game versus Kongar. Interesting matchups, Bobby. Interesting matchups. All of them free-for-alls. Interesting. Lobber 45, I hate Minya, but I need him to add to my collection. Hey, man, I'm not the biggest Minya fan either. I have one Minya figure. And just because it's always fun to show, let's take a walk gander here. Flip the camera. My only Minya figure is this little guy. And of course, just have him next to my Bandai Godzilla 1967. So, That is, oh, whoops. Oh no, what did I do? Crud. Oh man, I just messed up my screen. Freaking YouTube. They keep changing. Okay. I just didn't want to press the wrong button. Like, the last thing I want to do is press the wrong button. YouTube keeps changing their freaking layout for these lives, and they need to stop. Because as soon as I get used to a certain setup, they change it again now. Now they're doing that stuff. To where it's like, why? Why are you going to do that? That's so annoying. Because then I accidentally press something that I didn't want to press, and so on and so forth. Let me rotate that around again, just so, because it's a weird, it does like a weird zoom thing both ways. So you have to like keep rotating the camera to get it back to normal. But no, so I just didn't want to, I pressed the wrong thing, and then I didn't want to press another wrong thing and mess up the stream. So YouTube, stick to one thing, please. Oh my goodness. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, so that's my only Minya figure, is that little tiny one. Reptile, Togura's arm blades remind me of Baraka. 100% agree with you there. Bobby Reynolds, that would be my idea if I could try to combine both game styles together. That's a good idea, Bobby. It's a good idea. Who doesn't love Kaiju mashup games? Lobber, I thought I bought Rodan 2019, but it was actually Final Wars Rodan. Yeah, you got to be careful buying online these days. As much as that sucks, you'll get people who have a description for one figure, but in a way it's almost like you're getting scammed because you're not getting what you thought you were going to get. So you do have to be very careful when you're buying figures, even Bandai and NECA figures online these days, because sad to say, people just scam and it sucks. Oh man. Bobby Reynolds. Menus, like all footage, but menus. Oh, menus needs to be a thing now, huh? Menus! Footage! But no, guys, I think we're going to start winding down. Jeez, I could not, that word did not want to escape my mouth. Did you see that? Winding down. Let's start winding down the show here. Lobber, but I love the figure, and it's official from Bandai. Hey, if you enjoy the figure, that's what matters the best. That's what matters most, I want to say. But see what else is new. Really not anything too crazy new. Back here again, you know. I am working on, me and my wife did get a surround sound system for Christmas, and we're just now finally starting to like set it up. We don't have it 100% hooked up yet, but watching movies back here with surround sound, oh, that's going to be nice. So I can't wait for that. Let's see. Reptile, I'm surprised X Plus hasn't made a 25 centimeter or 30 centimeter Muto. Me as well. I'm also surprised at that. The only Muto figures we've gotten have been from Bandai, and then it was either Spiral Studio or Prime One, which of course both of those studios are crazy expensive with their figures. But Bobby, I got a good one for you. Have the TV off. Sorry about that little hiccup, guys. If it hiccuped on your end, I'm still here. My internet just does it. It has a little hiccup every now and then. So hopefully we're all good. Bobby Reynolds, I got a good one. Have where the TV is off and you see yourself and you go footage. That'd be a funny little bit. Anyway, you guys, time to wrap up this show. Let's wind it down. Say our goodbyes. Like always, you guys, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Atomic blast that like button, please. You do not know how much it helps the show, the algorithm for Godzilla Fan Freaks, and all that good stuff. Let's see, Lobber, Muto, Luto, Sputo, Kuto, Duto, and then Rich. That was a great Kaiju Chill O'Clock. Rich, thank you so much, man. That's what I strive for right there. If you guys have fun, that's what it's all about. That makes me have fun. Let's see. Bobby Reynolds. I wonder how big the final boss. What am I don't know. And then everyone's saying bye-bye. And then Reptile said, fantastic live. Guys, thank you all so much again. So anyway, let's start that over. We are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Atomic blast that like button. Atomic blast that notification bell. Stay tuned for everything that's to come from Godzilla Fan Freaks. I apologize for it still kind of being scattered with videos, and not like consistent, but just kind of got stuff going on in my own life. But I'd love to make time for these when I can. So I appreciate, again, you guys enjoying the show. That gives me a lot of happiness, just so you all know. So stay tuned from everything from Godzilla Fan Freaks. Don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks on Facebook and Instagram as well. And yeah, you guys, this was another great live, and we will see you. Let's see. KG, have a Doctor Who day. That might be an interesting one. And Lobber, I'm not leaving till it's ended. That's fair, because it's going to be ending pretty much. See, they moved. I was like, where's the end live button? They moved it. Anyway, you guys, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Hope you enjoyed. Until the next video, until the next Kaiju Chill O'Clock, we'll see you later.